not that one. Today's class is AI Advantage, Finish Strong. So today you're going to get a little bit of both. You're going to get the AI playbook that was released from MegaCamp. Anybody here go to MegaCamp here in the room, in the Zoom room? Anybody go to MegaCamp this year? Well, they released a new AI playbook. So you're going to get parts of that in today's training from me because I know we didn't have a ton of people go to Mega Camp from Colorado. So I have a feeling that this was going to be really beneficial to you. So I'm going to be covering a little bit more in depth around what you can expect with AI and how to really pour into it. I'm also going to give you some tools, tips, and training on where to really begin. All right. With that being said, all right, we have a nice crowd today. Does anybody have any questions on today's class before we begin? Any questions? Any questions? All right, cool. Let me grab my presentation and then we will begin. Give me 1 second. Oh, and by the way, I'm using Canva. And today is a big launch of when Canva is being released. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I know that's the biggest, whitest elephant in the room right now, that Canva and KW have partnered. So I'm going to be teaching classes for the next few weeks around Canva, what to expect, how to use it, and where you can get all the things KW. Okay, so I am a one-woman show today, so bear with me. Today is September 4th. We're going to discuss AI Advantage and really finishing the year strong and how to implement artificial intelligence. AI won't replace a real estate agent, but agents who use AI will replace those who don't. Anybody understand what this all means? It's true. I mean, I feel like even in my personal life, we're always talking about, hey, well, if you don't have time for it, use artificial intelligence, right? If you can't create it, use AI. If you can't think of it, use AI. Need some inspiration? Go use AI, right? It's such a big word. It's such a big word. It's a small word, small word, but a big message. Yeah. So today, and like I mentioned before, for those who didn't go to Mega Agent Camp, what you're receiving from me today is a deeper dive into the playbook. I'm going to also share with you where you can retrieve this AI playbook. I'll drop it in the chat at the end of class. Hi, Linda. It's so good to see some familiar faces. Hi, Monica. We can do sushi soon. Okay. Hi. Sushi is also my favorite food. I'm just excited to see everyone. I love how many people are here. And yes, John, we're going to talk about scripts because I think most of you all will get stuck in your head about where to begin with calling your database and how to really have that kind of conversation. I coach agents every week, every day. And what really holds you back, right? Guess what? AI can help you. Now you go do the work. All right, we're going to pick your LLM. So you're going to hear me say LLM today in a few parts of our class and our course. And that means large language models. We're going to personalize your AI assistant with the master prompt, and we're going to perfect your prompts. Bonus, 7 hacks to take your prompts to the next level. So we've talked about AI. I've taught a few classes throughout this year for everybody here in the Colorado region, and yet we were doing basic stuff. So we're going to really dive into a little bit more advanced things and really understand how to use it to your advantage in your business. Because really we want to finish the business and the business year strong. All right. So what are LLMs? Large language models. They're advanced AI assistants trained on massive amounts of text. They don't think, they predict. The next best word based on your prompt? Example, ask ChatGPT for a meal plan. It generates one tailored for you. Anybody here looking for a nice meal plan? Ask AI, right? Like, back in the day, we would just use Google, right? It's like, can't find it, go Google it. Now it's going to be like, go use ChatGPT, go use AI. And I know there was rumors around maybe at one point those search engines might just go away, and we only will have AI at our fingertips to do searches.
So we better know it.
Yes, you better know it. That's right. So you need to understand how to use it and write clear, specific prompts to get you consistent and, of course, useful results. So think of it like this. Input, we're going to prompt plus context. We're going to use that AI engine, and then we're going to have an output from that AI engine. So we're going to use text. We could use images. We could use videos, files, or tools. I've been dropping files in a lot lately, especially if I need to condense a large file into a shortened version, right? Like we think about, hey, I need to update my listing presentation. Go send it to ChatGPT, upload it to ChatGPT, and have it condense it for you, fix what needs to be fixed, things of that nature. Now, should you be using the pro version? I get that asked a lot. We're going to dive into that a little bit in the next few slides, but I think if you're going to really take it to the next level, I highly suggest to think about leveling up to the pro version.
How much does that cost?
I believe ChatGPT is like around 20 to 30 bucks a month, and yet if you run a team, you can provide your team members to be added to your ChatGPT, which also could mean a seat. So we could talk about that, what that looks like. That's an additional, I believe, 30
What's
a
the
month
seat
for
mean?
each seat. A seat means basically like a user, an additional user.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, please.
My office was telling us there's something that Command has that's similar to ChatGPT.
Yes.
Do you think it's better, worse, the same? Like, should we save the 20 bucks or?
I would say let's parking lot it, that question, because I'm actually going to go through a little bit of quick today and discuss what that looks like in Command and do a little bit of comparing.
Okay. What was it called again?
Quick. Of course, we have acronyms for everything.
I thought there was another name. I could be wrong, but I thought there was a different one. Okay, thanks.
Yep, I'll show you guys what that looks like. It's inside Command for sure. Thanks for bringing that up. I love that you brought that up because that's part of today's class too.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So let's discuss first on how to pick your LLM. Yeah.
What is LLM again?
Large language model.
I knew that. Thank you.
Yeah. Large language model is essentially like which ChatGPT AI you will be using.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and just mute for now. So I'm going to ask you to mute and then I'll pause and ask for questions if that's okay. Cool? All right. So let's get through this together. I know ChatGPT is a jack of all trades. It's developed by OpenAI. This is the most used AI in the world. For anybody who has an iPhone and has upgraded to the new iOS, you'll notice that AI is part of that Siri next step. So if you say, "Hey Siri, ... ask the next question," and hopefully my Siri won't answer while I am taking our class today, because I have several Siris around me, and yet when Siri can't answer this, you'll notice that ChatGPT will be the next thing. I am sharing these slides. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, good. Whew. I was going to say, I'm going to have to start all over. That's going to be terrible. All right. I'm going to pause there for that person. Oh, am I going to be sharing these slides with you? Am I going to email them? These slides will be uploaded and recorded. So this is being recorded right now. It will be uploaded to our KW Colorado YouTube regional channel. All right. Cool. Okay. ChatGPT is living inside the iPhone right now too. It's pretty cool. So You'll notice that Gemini is Google. So you have an advantage of this because you already a part of the Google Suite with KW. And I love it because it's right inside our Gmail area, and you could ask it anything, just like you could ask ChatGPT. So for those who are thinking about, well, should I upgrade my ChatGPT or should I upgrade it because maybe Quick is not the solution? I would say try Gemini out because you have that pro account, that business suite that you would typically have to pay for if you are a customer that's not within the KW ecosystem. Gemini, to be honest, I don't really use it as often just because I am a ChatGPT early adopter. So I've been using ChatGPT for a while. I love it, and yet I know that Gemini could do the same things. All right, Claude. I love Claude because it gives you more of a natural conversation rather than it being so complex. And you could think about it as your esteemed editor who could pull all-nighters writing lines of code for that app you've been dying to launch. I know. It can get really complex, and yet I've been using it interchangeably because sometimes when I'm writing an email and I can't think of the right words, like I just have like that kind of block, I'll go to Claude and say, here's my like simple email that I'm writing now. Please make it sound better. And it makes me sound way better. I'm like, that's the person that I need to be like in all of my, emails that I send out. So I like Claude for that reason. It also doesn't give me as many like emojis, or it doesn't feel as like salesy. So when I'm using it, it feels more on a professional business level. And yeah, it could do everything that ChatGPT can. Perplexity, it's an answer engine. It's less of a creative writer and more of a direct answer engine that cites its sources. So think of it as like a Google or like a search engine. Another way to think about it. It's a meticulous fact checker. So if you're thinking about CMAs, right? If you're thinking about like that market update that you've been wanting to provide your clients, go to Perplexity and ask it around those data points. Of course, we have our MLS to be providing those local comps and things of that nature, and NAR. Grok, it's an edgy brainstormer designed to be more conversational. It's witty and maybe can even be a little bit controversial. Grok has many of the same features as ChatGPT with the added feature of real-time information from X. So take 5 minutes to download something from each of these accounts. I would say go play with all 5 and see which you would prefer based on your type of language approach. Now, all of these AI engines have, I think, access to every single type of language. So if you're Spanish speaking, you can prompt it to write in your language. If you're, any other kind of language. I'm just looking at Monica because I'm thinking of you, Monica, right? So it's like, if you're bilingual in any other language, use these AI tools to also write those sort of, marketing or objective handling conversations. Cool. All right. So now I'm going to take any questions here if you have any. So feel free to unmute or just hop into the chat. Any questions so far? Now, if you have noticed down here, it does talk about you will eventually hit like a daily usage limit in the free accounts. So it just depends on how often you're using and want to use AI. I definitely hit my AI limit with ChatGPT, and you could hack that by opening up an incognito window and again logging into your free account. So you can or open up a different browser, and it will continue to allow you to ask it prompts. So that would be the only limitation, is that some of these free plans will have limiting time frames on them.
I was just going to say, I paid for um, not the business one because they wanted $60. You have to get it for 2 or whatever. But I think it's well worth it if you're going to
Yeah,
utilize it.
ChatGPT one.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Yeah,
The only other one I've used is Grok. And I think when it comes to if you're going to be doing images or logos, at least in my case,
yeah.
Grok doesn't seem to, well, Grok can make some cool images, but I don't think it's where ChatGPT is on the business end of it. Just my 2 cents.
Good.
But
Thanks for telling.
I'm going to use Claude. I've actually never heard of Claude, so I'm glad you brought that up. That sounds really cool.
I love Claude, and I'll give you a couple of demonstrations in Claude and ChatGPT, and maybe even some Gemini based on the time that we have left today. But if we don't get to do any of them or all of them, you can go and do it yourself. Sign up for that free account. So, large language models, LLMs. All right. So now we need to talk about personalizing your AI assistant with the master prompt. Steve Jobs famously recounted a Scientific American study comparing the efficiencies of all species. The condor was nature's most efficient mover until a human hopped on a bicycle. For Jobs, the computer was a bicycle for the mind, and the bicycle doesn't pedal for us, but it transforms our effort into something exponentially more powerful. So AI can transform your effort into even more, essentially like giving you that simple example earlier when I have that brain block, roadblock, whatever you like to describe it as. I take it to ChatGPT and I say, make this sound better, make it sound more professional, clean this email up so that I can touch on all these points. Just like a good any cycling partner, AI works best when it knows your preferences and remembers your journey together. The biggest thing is setting up your personalization inside these AI or LLM pieces of, I would say, platforms, so that it can get to know you. I'll give you a glimpse of what mine looks like in my ChatGPT and where to actually update yours. And if you like to go the ChatGPT route, you can give it a tone of voice. You can describe what you do for a living. You can describe what kind of person you are. If you like to be more humorous or more professional, you can give it all those sort of specific details so that when you go through those prompts in your LLM, it will give you that language back based on who you are. You can even say, you know what, that was a little bit too much humor, back it off a bit, make it sound a little bit more professional and tone it down. So it acts as your default for all the instructions for future interactions, essentially. Once you set up that personalization, you will fill it out and basically set out those expectations, just like from those examples that I've given you today, so that your style, your tone, your format will all match your role, so that when you're writing those emails or you're putting that post out, or if you're sending out something to your clients, it sounds like it's coming from you. So think of it as an AI as a memory bank, and it will even remember your last prompts. So you can even prompt it, hey, remember that last prompt when I asked you to write that email? Can you write something similar for me again? Pro tip, if you want your LLM to remember new details about you, just say, remember this. Remember this so that I can pull this up later. And it will say, okay. Now, you know the basics of thumbs up, thumbs down, or regenerate, and we'll go over what that looks like here in a minute. Before I go through the next thing, what kind of questions do you have for me? All right. So I'm going to give some examples here for lead generating with AI. Circle prospecting, expired FISBOs outreach scripts, home valuation page follow-up messages. Think of your business as a way to, well, let me rephrase. When you think about your business, think about your top 3 lead sources. So these are just some examples of lead sources. This is also a way to grow your database by 1. So when Gary says feed your database every day, what he means by that is add 1 contact to your database every day. so that we're growing it continuously. So some of these other lead gen pillars could be another way to grow your database and add something on rather than reinventing the wheel. So like I mentioned, I'm a MAPS coach. So as I coach my clients through this, I'm coaching you through the same sort of messaging and following sort of the models that, not sort of, but the models that Gary has provided us. And not reinventing the wheel by thinking about your top 3 lead sources. So if you think about your top 3 lead sources, most of you are going to say, oh, my database, my referrals. Maybe you have, maybe you're purchasing leads somewhere or lists like expireds and FISBOs. If those are your lead sources, then what you want to do is enhance your lead sources with AI so that you're not reinventing your business, because we don't want to do that, right? Because that would be setting you backwards. We want to look for clues in your business so that we're enhancing those pillars with AI and then pouring into those pillars as much as we can with different types of communication, face-to-face, digital, and automation. All right. Give me 1 second. We have somebody coming in. So I'm going to stop my share there, and we're going to do a little bit of playtime with some of these tools. As I get my screen prepared, do you have any questions or ahas or thoughts that you'd like to share with the group?
I like that you're giving us like specific ways to use AI in the business, because so many people say, oh, you should use it in your business, but they don't give you these ideas. So like
Yeah.
using it for a CMA, I've never tried that. I'm definitely going to give that a shot today.
Yeah.
And I have a question too. Sometimes when you're creating stuff, it asks you a question and then it asks you another question. It's like endless questions. I know they're kind of streamlining it and making it better. Or do you want to do it as a flyer? Or do you want to do it as this or that? Is there a way to cut off those questions and just say, just go ahead and make this now?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And I'll say that let's dive into my artificial intelligence and just get some sort of ideas of what I use it for,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll go from there. So,
Okay, thanks.
yep. Anybody else have any questions? Thanks, Linda.
Not a question, but just a comment that I have been
Yeah.
uploading for anybody who's, after practicing selling real estate, especially when you get into HOAs. I've been uploading a lot of HOA documents to it, and then just asking it questions about the HOA. Especially if you or your clients have specific information that you want to know, pet restrictions or any of the things that you might want to know about it, letting it do all of the reading and heavy lifting rather than us scrolling through pages and pages, it has saved me quite a bit of time.
Yeah, I love that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's so true. I love that, even to that finest detail. I think it's everything that you could think of underneath the sun. So here's my chat GPT. I want to talk to you real quick about where to add your personalization. So I'm going to head over down to my profile here. We're going to head to settings, and then we're going to go to personalization. So I have my references and saved memories. I can manage my memories here, and I can also have like a recorded history so that it can reference back. All right. The other thing that I like to show you is, give me a second. Where did that go? Is that under general? Hold on. Workspace settings. No. Yes. Okay, when I updated it, it goes through a different a route here. Okay. Darn it, guys, sorry. Hold on. Where did it move to? Usually it was just underneath settings, customize ChatGPT. Okay. So customize ChatGPT will give you that opportunity to say, you can call me Les. By the way, you can all call me Les. What do you do? I'm a regional tech trainer. And then professional, fun. encouraging, and you can do these things too, like forward thinking, traditional, right? So it gives you those opportunities to just kind of throw those things in. Anything else ChatGPT should know about you? Um, um, okay, and that's safe. All right. So that's just a quick way of updating your personalization. And then that way, like, it should also prompt, last time it would say, what can I help you with today, Leslie? That's just another way of doing it. Let's go look at Claude. I like Claude because of those reasons like I had mentioned before. So let's see if it pulls up my last account. All right. There it is. Happy Thursday. Nice to meet you. I'm Leslie. So this is just kind of another example of what Claude feels like. And it does have those options to, upload a file, take a screenshot, and then other projects that you might have in mind. The big thing that I do like with this is, let me see if I have this on my desktop. Oh, I don't have it on my desktop. I created a business plan with it. So essentially I was like, hey, I need to do a 6-month business plan for my coaching business. What I did was, anybody here have a Remarkable or a tablet? Like an iPad? Okay. So I wrote down my business plan on my iPad, on my Remarkable. I translated that to text, and it's just scribbled, right? Translated it to text, wrote down my business plan, because sometimes in my mind, when I think about creating a business plan, I want it to be coming from me and not from my ChatGPT. I want it to be like on purpose. So I uploaded my text file to ChatGPT and said, help me write this out in a better use of my time based on dates. Okay. So it gave me this, and then it also gave me a calendar to choose from. Now, you could do the same thing with any other file. Like, for example, let's take this AI screenshot from the playbook. Actually, let's just take the whole playbook. So let's put the AI playbook in here. And I'm going to say, give me the Cliff Notes. So it's reading it. You guys, I'm going to tell you this, that this AI playbook that I'm about to give you is 32 pages long. 32 pages long. So it just gave me all the things about AI. Look, page 31 and under 30 seconds. And it even gives me that prompt back. Would you like me to create a ready to use AI prompt bank? Sounds great to me. So you could continue to still say yes or no, or just give it other options, right? Give me Denver. Give me Denver, Colorado market updates for August. As you can see, it kind of went through that like transition of searching the web, and it does also provide resources. So as you can see, these resources are next to each one. So if for any reason you need to go cross-reference, you can go click these and find what those resources are. So it will give you, those resources and the resource articles, which I love. Okay. Somebody else is coming in. All right. And it even gives you more on this topic. Okay. Help me write a script so that I can call my database. Database script call, Denver market update. In August, we saw home prices in Denver dip by 2 to 3% compared to last year, and homes are taking longer to sell, averaging 41 days on the market. At the same time, more sellers are pulling listings off the market when they don't get the offers they expected. Pause here. Check this out, you guys. If you're pouring into social media right now in your business and you want to start doing more videos, you can actually create this as a video script, have it read it out loud to you while you take your video, put your earbud in, and as you're videotaping, you're reading it while ChatGPT is reading it to you out loud. So for those of you who are just getting into video and you're like, man, that's a lot of reading, have the ChatGPT version read it out loud to you. That's what this portion is here for. Read it out loud. Read aloud. Okay. So you might see me in the next couple months on the Maps social media channel, and I'm doing a video. That's how I did it. I'm sharing you my top secret. That's how I created that video when you do see it. Okay. And this is no, like, I'm not trying to sell you guys maps. This is just giving you an example. Okay. So you can even say, help me write this in a in between. Okay, IG real script, Denver market update. In August, home prices, oh, John, I think you're accidentally scribbling on this. It's okay. And so here it is. I wanted to give you a quick update on what's happening in the Denver real estate market right now. Pause. In August, home prices dipped about 2 to 3% compared to last year. Pause. So let's see. I would have to share my.
Perfect. For an Instagram reel, you'll want something slower.
Can everybody hear my audio? You can. Okay, great.
Perfect. For an Instagram reel, you'll want something slower, conversational, and with natural pauses so your audience can digest the info. Here's a script you can read out loud with pause cues built in. Tash IG Reel Script, Denver Market Update, August 2025. Hey everyone, it's Leslie. I want to give you a quick update on what's happening in the Denver real estate market right now. In August, home prices dipped about 2 to 3% compared to last year. And homes are sitting longer, around 41 days on the market. Inventory is also up. That means buyers have more choices and a lot more negotiating power than we've seen in a while. So what does this mean for you? If you're a buyer, it's an opportunity to get into a home before interest rates shift again. And if you're a seller, pricing your home correctly today can help you stand out and capture those serious buyers who are still in the market.
Okay, you guys get it, right? So, true story, as I was doing this for this IG reel that I created just recently, it was going way too fast for me. So I was like, you gotta slow it down. I'm like, slow it down just a little bit more because I am like, I can't listen and talk that fast. So it did. And so these are just some examples that you can do to take your video to the next level for your real estate business. Maybe it has nothing to do with real estate and you want to do something fun. So use the read out loud option. You could also give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down You could share this with somebody, or you could say, try again, not my favorite tone, not my favorite way of, not my favorite approach, or something of that nature. So yeah, so this is just one example. Now, what you just saw here was we took some market updates and we turned that into a script. We turned that script into an Instagram reel. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because when we repurpose content and we repurpose messaging, the message will continue to be subconscious in the level of the brains that we want them to be subconscious in, meaning your consumers. When you talk to them on the phone, it's a direct message of the same message. When you put it on IG or Facebook, it's the same message that you had on the phone. When you send it into your email, it's the same message. What we're doing is we're creating your brand and we're giving them that message so that they pick up the phone and call you when they are ready to buy or sell real estate. Now, we cannot convince them. As you know, you cannot convince somebody to buy or sell real estate. This is us reminding them that we're here and they're in their corner whenever they are ready. Okay. Any questions about this demonstration? Did you guys learn something new? Yeah. Okay, cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hello. I am brand new at this,
Yeah.
and everything you said is wonderful. I just don't know how to get started.
Yeah. It's a great question. What's your name?
Greg.
Greg. Greg.
Yes.
How you get started is just starting by getting a free account.
I just did the plus while I was listening to you. I did the plus thing,
You did? Okay.
and then I tried to ask it a question, and it did what I can't remember the lady's name that popped in earlier, but it asked me 1,000 questions, and I'm like, how do I input that? How do I answer that question? Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, okay. So, give it what you're confused by.
I mean, do I say it? Do I type it in? Is it voice activated? You're gonna have to treat me like this is 101 for me.
Yeah, I love it. So let's pretend you're on the phone. John, do you want to chime in? I love when people love to chime in on things. John, you want to unmute yourself?
Yes, John Graham, Keller Williams Partners, productivity coach. I use Copilot, and I did it to develop my business plan. So now when I ask it something just as simple as write a script for a short video on Facebook for the Colorado Springs real estate market, it brands it. Everything shows up. It's less than a 60-second script, and I can actually put this into action within the next hour if I wanted to. So depending on what tool you're using, once it gets to know you,
Yeah.
it will start branding and taglining what you say. So it's extremely helpful.
Yeah. And also I love that. Thank you for sharing, John.
Thank you.
And Greg, it's just a matter of saying like, hey, I'm stuck. I need help. I need help with this objection.
Okay. I can do that.
Help me answer what this person was pushing back on. And then you give it those specifics. So think of it as like an assistant.
Okay.
It learns what you're all about, and even mine gives me some of what my personality is, and it's just learned that over time, So
Yeah, think of it almost like an assistant.
What kind of length are you talking about of time? Have you been doing this for years? Have you been doing this for how long?
I think it started learning within 2 weeks. It can really start. It'll learn from what you've asked of it before. And when you go in and you say, hey, add a little more humor to this or back off, it kind of learns that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think somebody put into the chat that the prompts have a lot to do with how many questions it's going to ask you. So if you can get, for instance, when I'm writing a prompt, I'm telling the LLM what its role is. You know, here's what I want you to be for me in this particular situation.
Yeah.
And then I'm giving it information on what style of output I'm looking for. So if I'm doing a CMA, you might tell it, you know, I want you to summarize this information in these three categories, you know, sell fast, a medium price range, and then, you know, let's play the price game and see how long, you know, see if we can get the most money out of the thing. So you're basically telling it in the prompts what you're expecting out of the output, in addition to telling it what role it's playing and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Is that helpful, Greg?
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm gonna move right along because we could spend another hour on this, but we don't have another hour. So I'm gonna go back into the slide deck, and where is that? Oops, hold on. Move my screen here. Okay. This saves you time. Now, where else can you take this to the next level? You can update some of your smart plans with AI too. So help me write a better open house follow-up smart plan with the use of text message, email, and phone calls over the next 30, 60 days. Okay. You could give it those sort of prompts. Now, what you do with that is you copy and paste it and create your own customized smart plan inside Command. Thank you messages. Those are always nice too. Birthday or anniversary follow-ups. We have all those in Command, and yet is it your voice? And do you want to change your voice? See, when we think about ending the year strong, we think about taking what I'm teaching you and implementing it inside your business so that you're not missing follow-up. You're setting up a little bit more automations, and you're becoming more face-to-face with your database. All right. We talked a little bit of this on briefly. Somebody had asked, well, is the AI inside Command just as good? It is just as good. It's called Quick. Excuse the typo there, but it's KWIQ. And the only limitation that Quick has is just real estate. So it's only real estate related. If you wanted anything outside of Quick that's not real estate related, you will not receive it inside Quick. So therefore, I think it would be good to have both. You know, if you're doing something different, Quick is obviously inside Command. And there are hidden areas called smart views inside your contacts where KW will say, who should I call? Who are the upcoming home anniversaries? Who will pull lists of people from your database that have all of those things? Next steps are to just call them, right? All right. I'm going to go through this real quick because some of you are advanced, some of you we're all here in different levels. And yet, if you're pouring into social media, some of these autoresponders are really nice, especially if you're building out your presence. ManyChat is a great piece of tech that will automatically message that person back. It could be integrated into Facebook Messenger. MobileMonkey, this platform allows for multi-channel messaging, which is like any other social media channels, including Facebook, and then a chatbot creation for lead management, meaning that bot will talk back to that lead after that lead talks to you. HubSpot, with its conversational bots, HubSpot can help capture and qualify leads on Facebook. So that's another thing to think about. If you're always away from your desk or you're not really paying attention to your messenger, that's a good one. And then Drift and Tidio. These two are also conversational ways to integrate into some of your platforms. All right. Key takeaways. because we are almost time. Pick your language model, your large language model, right? So personalize that, get to know it. I would say out of the 5, pick 1 or 2, and then narrow it down to 1, just because you want that one to know you quite well. Personalize it, update it with automation, update it with, you know, your personalization, your who you are, excuse me, and then implement and take action. So we're using these tools to get better ideas on how to have conversations. We have these tools to get us out of our roadblocks, but ultimately it's up to you to take the action. So don't get too lost in the sauce. And I like to say that because you could. Like you could go down that rabbit hole, right? But it's really understanding like what you actually need. So take action, look at your business from a bird's eye view, think about your top 3 lead sources, pour into those pillars of your business, and add another one so that you're growing your database by 1 every single day, and streamline those opportunities with command. Sounds so easy. You just got to, hey, check out ChatGPT, ask it to help you out. Set up and stand out. Next week, I am doing a whole Canva kickoff. You will receive an email today, hopefully soon, maybe already in our class, with a Canva update with KW. You're going to get that free account, and I'm going to teach you how to set it all up, stand out, and get to know the basics with our new Canva accounts next Thursday. So without further ado, don't miss it. I'm so glad that you're looking forward to it. Thank you, Linda, for that playbook reminder. I'm going to go ahead and drop that playbook in 1 second to the chat. All right, I also want to learn just ahas. If you can write briefly what you learned today in today's class, what you're taking away, or just unmuting yourself so we can share with each other. That'd be great.
You gave me some new new models that I can use without that I hadn't heard of. So I appreciate that.
Large language model.
And yeah, exactly. Yeah, just some little more insights. I actually used it quite a bit at my last job.
Oh, nice.
Which is how I was sort of forced into accepting the machine. I was within the company, but
yeah,
I noticed really quick how, and it's one of those things that there's a lot of, to sort of further what you gave us today, there's a lot of videos online that can teach you like all the different aspects, and people have put a lot of 10-15 minute videos. Like somebody was asking about prompts.
Yeah,
there's whole videos that teach you how to prompt better. I have some friends that can like prompt and just create the most magnificent videos, and then I prompt and it looks like a 3-year-old drew a cartoon. You know? And it's like they're
yeah,
and it's definitely one of those things like you said at the beginning. I feel like if people aren't going to use it, they're definitely just going to fall behind. Like people that said, oh, Facebook's not going to be a thing, or this isn't going to be a thing. I think AI is one of those things that if you can prompt and you can prompt well, it's going to continue your employment, you know, because trying to do some of the mood boards and stuff like that with branding can be really difficult, but the power of that machine and what it can do for you. And I consider myself a creative. So I like to create my own things, but the thing that I love about ChatGPT and sort of where I use it is if I've got like a couple of words I'm using, I can go, hey, give me 100 examples of this. Because for me to write down 100 examples, I'll be there all day, but then it will give me these examples and I go, okay, that word works a little bit better than mine. So I can tweak it, you know, things like that. And like you said, when you're getting tired, it's a huge help. And the condensing. Because I had a lot of things that would come in from other countries that were different languages, and I could translate it and then condense a 50-page EU document on film production into like 1 page. And then I could just read that 1 page and really know what I had to learn. So, I mean, that's also another huge aspect, I think. But I just wanted to throw those out there. That
I love that you threw that out there, just because, you know, if you want to read a book and you don't have time for it, you use AI and drop in, you know, like, hey, give me some cliff notes on the Shift book. Give me some cliff notes, or give me more examples of the economic model and the MREA. Like, if you know what the book is about, it will give you more back. Right? And yeah, it's just these are amazing tools, and we're just in this new way of life. It's just
It is, and it's a great brainstorming partner because, like I said, when I'm throwing stuff out there and like my wife's like, I don't want to talk about this right now, you know, I can go to ChatGPT, my new girlfriend,
Yeah.
and just say, hey, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that, you know? And you can also do the or the matrices, where can you take these things and tell me how they rate to other popular companies, whether it's branding or if it's whatever it is. You can say, how does this relate to how people see it online? And it'll build those little matrices for you. And I've put stuff into ChatGPT and said, how does this compare to the spectrum? And it'll go, hey, try using these. And I go, can you compare yours to the ones that actually worked online to mine? And there have been times where it goes, yours actually worked better. And there have been times where it says, most of the time it's, hey, these work better than yours. But, you know, I think that back and forth, you know, when your friends are asleep or whatever is, I think it's really helpful.
It is really helpful.
Harry, I'm curious to know how you did the mood board.
You basically go in and you sort of put in like what you're looking for, like whatever the company or whatever, if you're doing real estate, whatever it is, like the essence of what you're looking for, the whatever it is you want to do, like your brand or, you know, visuals, the kind of persona that you want to put forward. You just put in all that information and have it build a brand matrix based on those words. And then you can go through and have it build, it'll give you colors that work with that. If you have other brands that you like, you can take pictures and drop them in. Take as many pictures as you want, just drop it right in the ChatGPT. And it'll give you like a color palette. And then you can start to have it draw logos or the logo thing, like I said, and Leslie can probably vouch, is it's really hard to do something unless it's verbiage. It's really hard to have it redo the same exact thing. When you put an image or it draws an image, to have it replicate that image is still one of those things that is very difficult. But you can basically have it draw a logo, it'll give you colors, and then you can, and this is where prompting really comes in, because sometimes it'll just add random objects that you didn't even bring up. You're like, where did that come from? But then you can say, hey, basically create a mood board based on this, and it'll give you like one sort of image with colors and text, you know,
like a
typography, and yeah.
Didn't hear that, Leslie. What?
A brand kit is, I think.
A brand kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that sounds awesome.
Speaking of brand kits, I'll be teaching that in the Canva classes. It's next Thursday. All right, Daniel,
if I can chime in quickly.
Oh, yes.
I think Gary, just made some fantastic points. I think we get hung up. Artificial intelligence is a terrible name because it's not really intelligent and it's not really learning. But what it is a massively efficient aggregator, which is why you need all the prompts. And then it can dial in and really get you very close to where you need to go. And like you said, help create mood boards. I used to work in advertising and it would take us weeks to create mood boards, and you can pull them together so fast now. So I think what I really appreciate about your presentation is understanding that it's a tool. It's not going to do it for you, but if you can help with tool, you're going to get some really good output.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, Daniel, then Emma.
Yeah, I've been messing with AI for what feels like a year now, and I'm paying for both the Pro on my Google for Gemini on the business account and on my personal, because I find that I'm kind of back and forth with the two of them, and it does kind of get to know you a little bit on each side. And what I really mean by that is a lot of times somebody had made the suggestion that you prompt it to take on a persona, so you can prompt it and say, hey, I'm a realtor. I want you to be a real estate coach like Tom Ferry or like Danica Koska. And then you can start, now what questions do you want to ask me to learn about my business to point me in the right direction? And it's a great like brainstorming tool in that way. And then going back to the prompts is sometimes, especially when it comes to the creative things, what I have found is that I'll just go in there and I'll tell it to do something and then it'll do it and it wasn't right. So I'll give it more information and more information and more information. And then what I find myself doing is going back to the beginning and taking all the information that I kind of accumulated throughout that whole process of back and forth and hearing what it created. And I kind of just start over, but now I have a much better idea of kind of what I need to give it to get the output that I want. So I will say two things is that I think a lot of us probably find a lot of frustration in it because sometimes it doesn't give us exactly what we're looking for or what we want. But I would just tell you to keep messing it with it, keep feeding it stuff, and then you're gonna get better and better at it. But sometimes it takes like, I'm not even joking, 10, 15 iterations of you trying to of you giving it information so you can finally get some of the output that you're really looking for. And then one thing I've been doing recently with it is just dropping in, obviously helping write listing descriptions, but then dropping the listing description and saying, "Now give me a social media post for Facebook. Give me a social media post based on the listing description. We'll add some emojis, make it shorter, and you can really kind of quickly do some things along that really make it helpful and beneficial."
I love it. Thanks, Daniel. Emma.
Yeah, I am still kind of in the beginning stages of building out my social media profiles, and I actually took another AI class, and you can share your URL for your Instagram or your Facebook and say, analyze this profile and, tell me how can I best market to my target audience, whether it's first-time home buyers or if you're looking to work with investors and things like that. And it'll give you all these ideas for posts on your social media, for reels you can make on your Instagram. It'll write scripts for you like you showed earlier, Leslie, too. And I just get kind of like analysis paralysis sometimes. Or I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What should I post? What would be the most, be of the most value? So I found that super helpful because I want to be able to utilize social media a lot more, but great information.
Thank you. Thanks, Emma. I'm sure everybody's wheels are turning too.
Yeah.
And in fact, I would say, because we are on time, after this class, take 15 minutes to write down what you took away and something that you want to implement but in the next week or two, and just put a plan in place, a simple plan in place so that you can repeat it. And even if it's 15 minutes in your calendar every day in AI, you do 15 minutes a day in AI and just have it help you get started. There, like, truth be told, there was one day where I was like not feeling motivated and I asked it to give me some motivation. So totally being vulnerable here. I am human. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. I hope to see you all next Thursday. Spread the word. There will be some more Canvas stuff coming up your way, and reach out if you ever want to connect offline. Talk to you all soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.